So I think it was interesting when Rod sent that up this morning because immediately what came to mind was, the fear of death, the fear of catching a miserable disease, the fear of being, in a terrible, terrible situation where there doesn't seem to be a lot of hope at the moment. And it really caused me to think a little bit. I don't know how many of you guys realize this, but I've been in a wheelchair for like 20 years. And I'm here because I have a disease which has no cure. And I'm here because it's something that's progressive. And, every year it's a little bit difficult, a little more difficult. And I keep thinking to myself, I turned that over to God a long time ago because there's something that I can't do anything about. And it's something that I can't do anything to make better at the moment. And we do things to make my life easier. And my friends and my family help do a lot of different things to try to create a situation for me which makes life move a lot easier and more simple. And it's a fact that when people always say to me, hey, well, why aren't you sad and mopey, and why don't you, why aren't you all depressed about, having to be in this chair and all this stuff? And it's because, quite frankly, it's something that I gave away a long time ago. And it's something that I realized that if there's ever going to be something that is going to help me with it, it'll be something that is given to me by God. I can't tell you how many times people want to, especially religious people, want to take me away and heal me, or take me to a center where they've got some magic healer that is going to heal me because I really believe in God, and that they really think that they need to make it so that I can walk again. And my answer to them always is the fact that if that's what God wants, He's going to do that. And I don't need a healer to do it, and I don't need a church service to do it, and I don't need a bunch of fanfare to do it. It's just going to happen. And so when this thing comes around too, I look at it and I think, wow, I've been in my house for almost 2 months. I don't go anywhere. I see people only through this sort of medium. And I'm not depressed about that. It's a thing that I look at and I say, quote out of the Bible, this too shall pass at some point. It's not forever. And in this particular case, there is an end to it at some point. I think, as long as we don't rush it, I think we're going to be fine. But I have some control over this. I have some control over how this works. And I know that God has control over what's going on. I never feel abandoned by God. I can see the beauty of God every morning when I go out on my front deck and sit out there and listen to the birds and feel the breeze in my face and the sun on my head and just watch what's going on by with the world and marvel in the fact that all this stuff is created by a man that loves us all, by a person that is, dedicated to us being part of his family. So I don't know, it's far from a blessing, but it's certainly not a curse. It is a part of life that we all learn something from, and God tests us in all kinds of ways. And I don't know how people believe whether these are tests or not, but to me it's not really a test. It's a part of an eventual aspect of what happens, because we're living on a place where we have the free will to be able to create and do and be a part of things as we desire. And I don't feel any less loved by God, and I don't feel abandoned by Him or anything else like that. I think it's just one more thing, and I rely on Him every day to keep me going, and He does. So, yeah.